What is up, YouTube? It's Jay Coffee, and man, things went bad for Nick Cannon. Let's break this down. Let's talk about this. Viacom, I'm sure you guys have all heard, has fired Nick Cannon. They said that he made anti-Semitic remarks, hate speech. Let's break this down. Let's listen to this footage, y'all.
Overnight backlash for Nick Cannon after these controversial comments on his podcast, Cannon's Class.
We are the Semitic people. When we are the same people that who they want to be, that's our birthright.
Viacom CBS announcing they are cutting ties with the comedian.
What about the big ear corn?
Who they have had a decades-long relationship with.
So the people that don't have it are and I'm going to say this carefully, are a little less.
In the June 30th episode of his podcast, Cannon speaking to former Public Enemy member Professor Griff.
The only way that they can act is evil. The only way they have to rob, steal, rape, kill, and fight or flight, in order to survive. Exactly. So then these people who didn't have what we had, and when I say we, I speak of the melanated people. Right. They had to be savages.
The 39-year-old host facing criticism for his comments, also accused of perpetuating an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory.
The Rothschilds, centralized banking, the bloodlines that control everything even outside of America.
All right, so you guys hear that clip. And listen, this is deep. We really got to get into this. We got to break this down. What does everyone think about those remarks that were made by Nick Cannon? Let's really talk about it. Really get up in them comments, guys. Regardless if you think what Nick said was correct or incorrect, something that I want to point out and I want to say to you guys, and you guys let me know if you agree, is this is like a religious debate what Nick Cannon is talking about here. And I think, he should have known better than to do this. Unless when I say that, I'm not saying like I'm mad at Nick or anything like that. I'm saying Nick had to know he was probably going to lose his job. I mean, maybe he doesn't care. Maybe he really wanted to speak on this. I mean, we did hear him say, hold on, I got to be careful here. Because like I said, this is a religious debate. We know Viacom was not going to be having any of this. And, let me know what you guys think about that conversation. I've, done research on this, and I've heard what a lot of people have to say regarding this about Hebrew Israelites, the black Hebrew Israelites. Many say they were indeed the original Jews. And, that's a whole nother thing. Like, I myself don't even want to really get too deep into this on this YouTube channel. You know what I mean? But I don't know, like, Nick Cannon's podcast seems to be under the Viacom banner, I believe, and they weren't cool with that. Or I don't know if it's independent. But when you're under contract with someone, I honestly, they can fire you for something you do in an independent venture as well. They can say, hey, we don't like you doing this, even if it's not while you're representing our company, and I don't know, they're calling this hate speech. They're saying he was, pushing a conspiracy against the Jews. You heard what he was talking about with the Rothschilds and everything. Like I said, this is really deep stuff. And I don't know. I want to know what everyone thinks. Do you agree with what Nick said? Do you disagree? Do you think it was a unintelligent move for him to do this? Or do you think, hey, maybe he didn't care about losing his job? What are your guys' thoughts? Now, I'm going to read off some tweets that Nick Cannon has put out regarding this. You'll see in some of the screenshots that I'm sharing via the media, they just took a small snippet of his tweets. I'm going to give you guys his tweets in full. He put out a whole barrage of tweets regarding this. And real quick, before I read those tweets, so I wanted to say, I'm sure you guys, any hip hop fans or music fans who are a little older, you may recall, as they said, Professor Griff, formerly of Public Enemy, was who his guest was when he made these remarks, when he was having this conversation. And I recall Professor Griff having some issues back in the day where he was called an anti-Semite, and Public Enemy ultimately ended up separating themselves from him. But let's get into these tweets from Nick Cannon. Nick said, as I said, there's a barrage of tweets here. He said, anyone who knows me that I have no hate in my heart nor malice intentions. I do not condone hate speech nor the spread of hateful rhetoric. We are living in a time when it is more important than ever to promote unity and understanding. He said the Black and Jewish communities have both faced enormous hatred, oppression, persecution, and prejudice for thousands of years, and in many ways have and will continue to work together to overcome these obstacles. When you look at the media and other sectors in our nation's history, African Americans and the people of the Jewish community have partnered to create some of the best, most revolutionary work we know today. He said, I am an advocate for people's voices to be heard openly, fairly, and candidly. In today's conversation about anti-racism and social justice, I think we all, include myself, must continue educating one another and embrace uncomfortable conversations. It's the only way we all get better. I encourage more healthy dialogue and welcome any experts, clergy, or spokespersons to any of my platforms to hold me accountable and correct me in any statements that I've made that has been projected as negative. Until then, I hold myself accountable for this moment and take full responsibility, because my intentions are only to show that as a beautiful human species, we have way more commonalities than differences. So let's embrace those as well as each other. We all family. So in that, media, that footage I shared with you guys, they said, or you'll see in some of the screenshots, it says that, they wanted Nick Cannon to apologize and he failed to do so. What do you think about these tweets, what they say? What do you think about this whole situation as a whole? Once again, do you think Nick should have known better than to get in this? What are your thoughts on this topic? All that. Let's talk about it. I want to hear what the people got to say. As always, that's what this platform is all about. Thank you for tuning in, guys. It's Jay Coffee Talk. Make sure, if you guys have not already done so, take that quick moment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Daily videos, music, news, sports, current events, and much more. Look forward to hearing what you guys got to say. I'm out of here. Peace.